This is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com. This is my final look at the 2022 Kentucky Oaks. In this video, I'm going to go through the field and I'm going to give out my top choice. Now, as part of my Kentucky Derby packages this year, I'm offering stakes races from Kentucky Oaks Day, the full card from Churchill Downs for Kentucky Derby Day, and some other products as well. So you can head on over to the RunawayHorse.com and go over to the sales page if you're interested in purchasing my full cards for the 2022 Kentucky Derby. And now I'm going to go through the field for the Kentucky Oaks. And we have a 14-horse field, one also eligible. And the Kentucky Oaks is going to be run on Friday, May 6th, 2022. It's going to be the Grade 1, $1.25 million Kentucky Oaks for 3-year-old fillies. And the 11th race of Churchill Downs is scheduled for 5:51 p.m. Eastern Time. And Secret Oath through the inside post. And also, there's going to be a good chance that the track's going to be wet. So we'll have to see how all that plays out Friday. Now, a lot of times if you have a sloppy sealed main track, you may see speed horses hold better. If it's a drying out main track, it can get cuppy and horses sticky, and then horses that are on the lead may not do as well. Horses that close could do better. So we'll have to see what kind of track we end up with. But if it does rain throughout the day, we're going to have most likely a sloppy sealed main track. But Secret Oath is number 1 for trainer Dwayne Lucas. And she's back with the fillies after finishing 3rd in the Arkansas Derby. In that race, she probably moved a bit prematurely, rallying wide, and then she ended up weakening a bit late and finishing 3rd. Not a bad effort at all. Her races against the fillies at Oaklawn Park this year were sensational. Late last year, she won an allowance race by more than 8 lengths at Oaklawn Park on December 31st. Her first start this year, the Martha Washington Stakes, she stalked the pace. She ran away with that one. In the Grade 3 Honeybee, she stalked the pace. She got through on the rail. She pulled away there. So maybe that's what they're going to try to do in here. Stalk the pace, get through on the rail, scoot home. She's got a very good chance to win this race. Number 2, Nostalgic. Very good pedigree for trainer Bill Mott. Medaglia d'Oro is the sire. Tapit, the dam sire. Very classy pedigree, bred to run a mile and an eighth or probably longer. She's done well in her route races. Mile and a 16th debut at Belmont Park. She won that one. Then the Demoiselle Stakes, she finished 4th. That was a productive race. The top 3 finishers all came back and won stakes races. Nostalgic, in her next start, went over to the turf course, and she didn't run well in the Sweetest Chance Stakes. And then back to the main track for her last 2 at Gulfstream Park. She got a confidence-boosting allowance victory. That was on March 3rd. And then she came back in the Grade 3 Gazelle. She had an inside trip. She won that one, stalking the pace. She's probably going to try to do a stalking towards the inside trip once again. Number 3, Hidden Connection. She's one that started her career off in excellent fashion, ran away with a sprint race at Colonial Downs in her debut by 7 lengths, stretched out for the Grade 3 Pocahontas. She won that one by more than 9 lengths. And then in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, she was a well-beaten 4th behind Echo Zulu. And then she came back this year in the Grade 2 Rachel Alexandra, set the pace and finished 4th. And then she gave Echo Zulu all she could handle last time out in the Fairgrounds Oaks. Now, the Fairgrounds Oaks is typically a strong prep race for the Kentucky Oaks, and we'll see how she can do in her 3rd start off the layoff. She's going to have to improve, but she did improve 2nd start back last time, and if she can run faster here, she should be in the hunt throughout. Number 4 in here is Nest. She's 5-2, and she's been my top Kentucky Oaks filly for a while now on my list. She's always been on my list. She caught my eye early in her career. She ran off the screen in her first career start at mile and a 16th against Maiden Special Weight Company at Belmont Park. Attempted stakes, 1 mile around 1 turn. She finished a close 3rd there. And then they stretched her out to a mile and an eighth in the Grade 2 Demoiselle. And that's the race that really caught my eye. She was like out in the parking lot. She was running so wide that day. And she ended up stalking and just wearing them down. So you knew when you saw that race that she was a filly with a future and she wanted to run all day. Started her year in the Suncoast Stakes at Tampa Bay Downs. She ran away with that one against an overmatched field. And then in the Ashland Stakes last time out, she stalked the pace. She ran off the screen. Wet, fast track. So she can handle any footing. Wet, fast, fast. She can stalk the pace. She can come from a little bit further back. She's improving. She looks a lot like last year's winner, Malathot, for Todd Pletcher, who also won the Ashland, and then parlayed that into a victory in the Kentucky Oaks. So Nest, solid win contender in this race. Goddess of Fire, she's number 5 for Todd Pletcher, 15-1 morning line. Last time out, she was 2nd in the Gulfstream Park Oaks. Now, the Gulfstream Park Oaks, it's been a long time since horses that have done well in the Gulfstream Park Oaks or run at Gulfstream in general have done well in the Kentucky Oaks. I'm not sure about the exact numbers, but I think it's over 20 horses have tried recently and were not able to win the Kentucky Oaks shipping from Gulfstream Park. But Goddess of Fire with tactical speed, she's going to have to run better. That was her best career speed figure last time out, but she's going to have to even go better than that. Yuugiri should be part of the pace. She's 30-1 morning line. She was one that I liked last year in the Goldenrod, and she set the pace and finished second. Good effort there is my top choice. In the Honeybee, no match for Secret Oath. Last time out in the Fantasy, when Secret Oath jumped over to face the boys in the Arkansas Derby, that left Yuugiri as the speed there, and she was able to wire the field and hold on by a neck. Now, she made some good speed horses in here, including number 7, Echo Zulu. She's a perfect 5 for 5. She's your 2-year-old filly champion. She typically goes out there, sets the pace, and keeps on going. She was sensational last year, winning the Grade 1 Spinaway at 7 furlongs, the Grade 1 Frisette, 1 mile around 1 turn at Belmont, and then the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. She ran away with that one as well, setting the pace. There were high hopes for her first start this year. That was the Fairgrounds Oaks. She looked like the controlling speed from the inside post. She only had 5 rivals. She went out there and she did control the pace, but unlike her 2-year-old form, she did not kick away, and she just held off Hidden Connection. Now, there are some concerns here for sure, because she really defeated Hidden Connection easily in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. But then months later, in that Fairgrounds Oaks, they were only separated by a nose. Echo Zulu is going to have to run much better in her second start after a layoff if she expects to wire the field this time. Venti Valentine, 20-1 morning line. She comes off of a second place finish in the Gazelle as the strong favorite. She won the Busher Invitational easily before that, around 1 turn. My concern is maybe she's better at shorter distances, because she's 3 for 3 around 1 turn, and she finished second in both of her starts at a mile and an eighth. Desert Dawn jumped up and won the Santa Anita Oaks last time at 14-1 odds. She's one that wasn't really a threat in a lot of stakes races. She was a well-beaten 3rd in the Chandelier, Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, 6 by 18 behind Echo Zulu. The Grade 1 Starlet, she was 4th, beaten almost 4 lengths. The Grade 3 Santa Isabel, she was 4th there, beaten 5 lengths, and then she just jumped up in the Santa Anita Oaks and earned a strong speed figure. Was that one a fluke, or has she really improved? We're going to find out. Umberto Rispoli, who rode last time, will ride her back, and she's one that should be with it in mid-pack, hanging in there throughout, hoping the speed comes back. 10, Kathleen O. She has that Gulfstream Park angle to overcome, and then her recent work wasn't spectacular either. So she's one that she's done nothing wrong. She's 4 for 4. She is meeting better horses this time out, and she's improved her speed figures each time. She's a nice distance progression from 7 furlongs to a 1-turn mile twice, to a mile and a 16th last time, now to a mile and an eighth in her 3rd start off of a layoff. She's going to be rallying from off the pace. She could encounter a wet track, but in the mud in her career debut, that did not bother her. So I don't think the footing is going to bother her. She will need pace help. She'll need to run a bit better to beat these. Number 11, Cocktail Moment. She's a late runner for Ken McPeak. She was well beaten 2nd in the Ashland Stakes. She was 3rd in the Devona Dale behind Kathleen O before that. And then in the Untappable Stakes, she was 3rd there. And she broke her maiden in her career debut at 7 furlongs. So Cocktail Moments is one that will try to get involved late and maybe try to spice up the exotics. The 12, Candy Raid, 30-1 morning line for trainer Keith DeSarmo. Big win last time out, 52-1. That was the Bourbonnette Oaks on all-weather ground at Turfway Park. Won that one by 4 lengths, coming from well off the pace. She's interesting where she's had 10 starts with 3 wins, no seconds, and no thirds. So if she fires from off the pace, she usually runs a big race, or she just doesn't fire at all. And then number 13, Shahama, is training well. This one won the UAE Oaks last time out. She's 4 for 4. She won all of those races in Dubai over the winter, and now she's trained by Todd Pletcher. Her workouts at Churchill Downs have been good, but she did not draw the best post, and this is a pretty good field. Number 14, Turnerloose, another one that's training well, but did not get a good post position. Last time out in the Fairgrounds Oaks, she was a well-beaten 4th behind Echo Zulu and Hidden Connection. She did win the Rachel Alexandra Grade 2 before that, and before that she was running on turf. So they switched her over to dirt for the Rachel Alexandra. She handled it, and then last time out in the Fairgrounds Oaks, she was a bit disappointing. She is training well. She's got tactical speed. She's probably in for a wide stalking trip. You're also eligible in here as Beguine, number 15, 30-1 morning line. She was 2nd by a neck in the Fantasy last time out. Hung out. If she gets in, she's going to have a very wide post, and she's going to be in for a wide stalking trip, and she's probably up against it. So looking at the field in here, if you've watched my Kentucky Oaks videos, especially if you saw my Fabulous 5 fillies, you know that my number 1 filly has been Nest, and she's going to be my top choice in this race. Can't go against her. She was my top choice in the Demoiselle, in the Suncoast, and the Ashland Stakes. She won all 3 of those. The only thing that I'm bummed about is that she actually won that last race so easily that's made her the favorite now. I was kind of hoping she would just inch forward a little bit. Maybe that mile and a 16th Ashland was going to be a little bit too short for her, and then when she got to a mile and an 1/8, she would excel and she would be a little bit of a better price. But that's kind of the same way that Malathot was last year, maybe thinking that with that short stretch at Keeneland, the Ashland might be a bit short for her, but she won that one, and then she did even better in the Kentucky Oaks, and I'm expecting the same thing from Nest. This mile and an 1/8 distance is right up her alley. She's got tactical speed. She's very sharp. She handles a wet track, and there's going to be no excuses. She's training well, and she should run a big race. So Nest is going to be my top choice in the 2022 Kentucky Oaks. Now again, I'm covering the Kentucky Oaks stakes races, including the Kentucky Oaks, over at the RunawayHorse.com on my sales page if you're interested in that this year, along with my annual Kentucky Derby full card. And that will wrap up this video. And I'm going to be back and I'm going to take a look at the Kentucky Derby and give out my top choice there. Until then, good luck at the races.